Some breaking news coming in from the state of Karnataka, where a clampdown on moral policing is set to take place, with the state home minister announces special force after Chief Minister Siddaramaia's no moral policing special force to tackle moral policing. Well, that is the big breaking news that we're getting you at this point in time, that Karnataka carries out a clampdown on moral policing. The state home minister announces special force, and this comes after Chief Minister Siddaramaia's no more moral policing stance. The special force has been put to tackle moral policing.
See, in Dakshina Kannada, particularly in Mangaluru, a lot of moral policing, the so-called moral policing is happening. People are fed up with it. Some people are trying to create this in a big way. So we would like to stop this moral policing at once and then take whatever necessary steps that, this will not be repeated, again and again. We would like to create an atmosphere, a communal harmony atmosphere, so that people live in peace. That is why today we have taken a decision to constitute a force within the police force to look into this affairs.
Is there any special squad for them?
Now that is what I said. There will be a special squad to look into these affairs, and they will handle this case. They will focus this moral policy.
Communal murder, compensation, there are...
No, the list of 7 cases where the murders have taken place, all those cases, we are going to recommend to the government for compensation. I know it is delayed. The previous government had not taken the decision to give compensation. For whatever reasons, I don't know. But we have now initiated that, to give them compensation to their family.
My colleague Neha is joining me live right now to get us more details. Neha, we did hear G. Parameshwara, the Home Minister of Karnataka, making it amply clear that there is going to be a special force, a squad of sorts, which is going to ensure there's going to be no vigilantism against anybody, and there's going to be no moral policing. It's a proper crackdown on moral policing by the Siddaramaiah government.
Well, that's absolutely right, Samia. This is something that the Congress had mentioned in their manifesto as well, where they went on to say that they would ensure that there's no moral policing. And more importantly, very specifically also the manifesto had mentioned that, they would in fact have a special wing also over here to merely look into the moral policing and to hate crimes. Now, this is of course important because we've seen how the coastal belts of Karnataka for long now have suffered owing to incidents of moral policing. The people over there, in fact, of course, continue to complain of this, and we're now seeing the Home Minister, of course, visiting these sensitive areas and taking stock of the situation. Also going on to announce compensation over there, saying that, this is something that they would now be looking into. But the biggest question on ground, of course, still remains as to whether, of course, just promises right now are enough, whether we're actually going to be seeing some action on ground. Because, we've seen that this isn't something that, just started right now. This has been the situation for decades together now. The areas of Mangaluru, Udupi, the coastal belt, largely, of course, remain communal. We'll really have to wait and see. Of course, there's also plans right now possibly of setting up a helpline maybe. That's something that we're picking up, to ensure that moral policing incidents come down. We'll really have to wait and see how all this pans out on ground. But like you rightly said, of course, a massive crackdown over here by the Congress
Neha,
government.
I will have to interject over there as we are getting